What's up, guys? Today I'm going to show you how to hack your PSP. This will only work on PSP 1000s, 2000s. Sorry, this won't work on PSP 3000s. The sweet thing about this method is it will not require a Pandora battery, so that saves you like $5 or $10. Before we get started, just make sure that you have one of these little things. This is a Memory Stick Pro Duo. You're going to need at least a 2 gigabyte. I have a 4 gigabyte. I recommend a 4, since if you're going to plan on putting, homebrew programs and stuff on that you're going to need that extra space. You could probably, I wouldn't recommend using any less than 2, just because there's a lot of files we're going to need. So before we get started, let me just explain what we're going to do here. We're going to basically put your PSP in the homebrew environment using Chicken, which is non-permanent, but while we're in Chicken, we're going to use the Hellcat's recovery flasher to flash your firmware on your PSP. So it's really easy to do. I learned how to do it really easily, and now I'm going to show you. So let's hop over to the computer so I can show you what files to put on your memory stick.
Okay guys, before we get started, I just apologize for the quality of my voice on this. I had a better mic, but I stepped on it and broke the end off, so yeah, that really sucked. So anyway, basically, before, what you want to do when you start is you either want to connect your PSP through its USB cable, or if you have like a card reader or something like that, just put the card directly in there. Also, for the download files, I have a link in the description that has a WinRAR file that has a file inside called PSP Hack without Pandora. As you can see, I have the folder right here. So you're going to want to go ahead and download that. I have all the files already in there for you. You won't have to download anything else. And so let's go ahead and have, this is my memory stick of my PSP in my computer, and here's the PSP Hack without Pandora file. First thing you want to do is drag and drop this hbin file directly into the root of your PSP. Then let's go ahead and open the PSP file and then go into game. Okay, so we have the empty game folder on our PSP stick, and then we want to click game on the Pandora in the PSP Hack without Pandora folder. And let's go ahead and put all 3 of those files into your PSP. And I think this should only take about 20 seconds here, not very long. Alright, after that, let's go ahead and go back and go to photo on your PSP. So you shouldn't have anything in there as of right now. And what you want to do is go to the photo on your in the download file. This is where it kind of differs. Depending if you have a slim or fat PSP, you're going to want to, of course, pick the folder, whichever you are. I have a slim PSP, so I'm just going to go ahead and drag and drop the slim folder. Okay, and that about covers it. That's all you have to do on the computer in order to hack your PSP. So let's go ahead and head back to the PSP and do the fun stuff.
Okay, here we go. Step 3. You want to go to your game file, your game section, whatever it's called, and inside I put the file for the PSP update 5.03. The update for the 5.03 will enable you to run Chicken, which will enable us to flash your firmware. So I already have 5.03 installed, so if you don't, go ahead and install that. Okay, so after that, we're going to go into our settings here, our system settings, and you want to go down and restore to default settings. And the reason why we're doing this is because the default settings will help Chicken to run. Since Chicken isn't 100% stable, it doesn't work every time. So it's not going to like mess up your PSP or anything, but it does not always work on the first try. So let's go ahead and just wait for this to reboot here. There we go. It's going to take you through all this stuff at the beginning. Just go through that, it doesn't really matter. Okay, and then after that, another thing to do is to go to System Settings. You want to turn off the UMD Auto Start. So go and turn that off, and the UMD Catch, because that also helps the Chicken to work. Okay, so what you want to do is go down to your photo and then click Memory Stick. And then so I'll have the Slim folder. We'll just go ahead and let that load. There we go. Worked on the first try. And there we have it. We are now running in Chicken. So let's just go ahead and confirm that. Let's go to System Settings. Okay, let's see if I can hide my map. There we go. 5.03 Chicken R2. So that's exactly what we want. So now that we're running in Chicken, that enables us to use the installer on our custom firmware. So let's go ahead and go down to memory stick. And before we do that, we're going to go to PSP ident. Basically, certain PSPs won't allow you to hack. Very few. There's only like I think 1 or 2 that will not enable you to hack. I don't remember which one's the max. I think it's like 88. I'm gonna put it in a little note here on the YouTube video. But I know that mine is able to be hacked. This, as you can see, this screen doesn't come up super well on my camera, but right there, it's a TA85. I used to have this written down, but I lost it somewhere. I'll look it up and make sure it's in the video so you don't mess up. You want to make sure that you have a hackable PSP. That's very important. The PSP 3000s, this will not work. This will brick your PSP. So if you have a 3000, just stop here. You've already gone too far. Even though I've already warned you, just don't do that, because that will mess things up real bad. So I do have a hackable PSP, so we're gonna just go ahead and exit. Like I said, I'll look up the ones that aren't able to be hacked. I'll make sure I posted them in the video. You probably have already seen them at this point. So now I'm gonna go down back into the memory stick and go to the Hellcats recovery flasher. Let's go ahead and start that. Sorry about that, you just saw a little break in the video. That's because the batteries in my camera died, so I had to put some new ones in. So yeah. Anyway, so when you start that, the Hellcats recovery flasher, it'll just go right to this screen right here, basically just saying if you agree to use the program. So we're going to go down and click agree. Ooh, my camera's getting a little fuzzy here. I'll try and fix that. Okay, so you just want to go to the second one that says I agree. Okay, so this screen looks confusing, but it's really not. Just so you know, you have to have at least 50% battery to do this, so it doesn't die or anything while it's flashing the firmware. So here you have the confusing screen. You just want to go down to the second one that says install M33 CFW, and just press X. And then this will, it doesn't really matter if you reset the settings or do not reset them. I'm just going to go with reset since it doesn't really matter which is the first one. Press X. So there we go. It's going to start flashing the firmware. This will take around, I think, less than 5 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the video, and we'll see you when it's done flashing. Okay, so that took around less than 5 minutes, probably around 3 minutes, and we are done. So all you got to do is just press any button, and it will shut down your PSP to restart. Just give it a second here. My camera's kind of freaking out, doesn't really know what to do with the screen off on the PSP. This reboot kind of takes a few extra seconds, so don't freak out or anything. Okay, so I guess I shouldn't have filmed that. On your little power button will be blinking for a second, and eventually it will just completely turn off. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my PSP back on. Like, yeah, the first boot up is a little bit slower. There we go. Alright. So let's go ahead and check. My camera's freaking out. Okay, there we go. And it'll take you through the startup thing again. I'm just going to go ahead and press X all the way through it. Alright. So it looks the same, but let's go ahead and go and check the firmware just for proof. Here we go. I'm going to try and hide my address here again. So as you can see, it's 5.0 M33.4, and that is the hacked firmware. So there you go. I hope this video has been helpful. All the programs I give respect to the original creators of those. I'll have links on the side for that. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments or send me a message. I definitely will reply since, don't have much to do. So, yeah, I hope this has helped. This has been a hack on the PSP. I plan to make some more videos soon. So, thanks for checking out. Please rate it 5 stars and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.